Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where we love to talk about movies. Welcome especially if you're new. If you enjoy talking about movies and staying up to speed on what's in theaters and what's worth checking out, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a review. Alright, with that we're going to get into today's review, which is for The Good House. I just got back from seeing it at the theater, so let's dive on it. So in this movie, life for New England realtor Hildy Good begins to unravel when she hooks up with an old flame of hers from New York, based on Anne Leary's The Good House. So we'll talk to 5 points that kind of stood out to me for the film and then wrap up with my overall thoughts and letter grade. So first and foremost, I thought Sigourney Weaver, she's a phenomenal actress that is made clear again in this film. So I think she's the main highlight of the film and what she brings to the character. It's maybe not like the most demanding of an acting role, but she certainly knocks it out of the park all the same. And there's a couple scenes where it definitely requires a lot of acting, and that definitely hit me emotionally to see her on screen and her character going through what she was going through. Second point, I really liked the setting of the town. I'm from the Midwest. I'm not very familiar with like life on the coast, and so anytime we kind of get a show or a movie that's set in a sort of like upper class, upper middle class, rather well-off people living in nice homes on the coast. It's always a bit of an escapism for me, and it's something that I appreciate. That's sort of foreign, and yeah, I don't know. It's just nice to be in that environment. The third thing that I liked about the film was just the message that it had in shedding light on like depression and alcoholism. And I thought it was very interesting how they do it in this film where we get it through the lens of the main character who, yeah, like her take on it is that it's not a problem, and that's the main point of view that we see. And so it's interesting going through the film. I won't say whether or not she's correct, but you're certainly at least a little bit aware that she is the narrator, and you're curious kind of throughout how much she is downplaying it and how good her accuracy is, because she definitely, like, the other people in her life come across as nagging, but you're you're still aware that maybe there's good reason for them to be that way, even though we're gonna, for the most part, assume that the main character's point of view is correct because that's what we're getting told to us. So I just thought that was an interesting way to present the story. And then I thought the fourth point that stood out to me was like a more personal point. I just found the main character fairly relatable insofar as she's a very driven individual and is taking care of her family and not like the most emotionally connected to her family. So I can relate to a lot of those things, and it just made me connect with the movie a lot more for that. So that was, yeah, sometimes you get characters that you connect with very much and sometimes you don't. So I felt like I could relate a lot to this character. I fortunately am not an alcoholic, but I feel like if I were, I wouldn't be too far off from her. So the yeah, that's point number four. And then the fifth point that I actually really liked was breaking the fourth wall and how they had her narrate it and talking to camera for a lot of the film. And I thought that was just a good way to tell the story. I haven't read the book. I imagine since they took that approach, the book may have been written in the first person, but to get that, if so, that makes perfect sense why they would go that route of breaking the fourth wall in the movie, and if not, it's still like played great. So I thought that was interesting because you don't see that a whole lot in movies like this. So those are kind of my 5 main points though, and overall I give this a letter grade of a B. If we're doing shaded grading, I'd say a B plus. Like, it's one that I thought was a good movie, not great, not one that I'd go out of my way to recommend, but I liked it, and it's solidly in the B category, and I feel like I connected with it a lot as well, so that's why it's on the upper side of B for me. But yeah, this is just, it's a movie that's not really about anything necessarily. It kind of just takes its time. You're not really sure where it's going. But I just enjoyed being in the environment that the movie created and spending time, especially with the main character, and just getting to connect with her and see a bit into her life. So that is my review for The Good House. If you've had a chance to see it, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.